Last night I was at an event that was thrown by the Full Circle Fund. Reid Hoffman was there as the keynote speaker, and he doesn't use the word nonprofit because it doesn't. It doesn't mean when we're a nonprofit organization, that's a legal structure. It doesn't mean that we're not trying to go for profits. It doesn't mean that we're not trying to go for returns. It doesn't mean that we're not trying to spend money on marketing. What it should mean is that we are going after promoting a cause. So that's why I left Oracle. That's why we founded Fundly, is because everyone has a dream. CDUC has a dream. You have a dream. We have a dream. You've dedicated your life to it. And if I can be a part in any way of helping you pursue your dreams, I want to do it. That's what Fundly's about. So I've structured my conversation in 3 sections. The first is why social fundraising. The second, which is the biggest, is how do I launch a campaign, and then a quick wrap-up. That's the reason why social fundraising. $300 billion given to individuals, given by individuals to nonprofits in the United States every year. And that number doesn't fluctuate. With the recession, it didn't dip below $300 billion. It's fluctuated between $300 and $308 billion. So not nearly as volatile as foundation giving or other sources of giving. You don't really wake up in the morning asking yourself, I wonder where I'm going to give my money away today. That's not really what we do. But we do respond to friends that come to us and say, hey, I really care about this thing, and I think you might too. You may care about me, you may care about this thing. I may be able to convince you to care about this thing, but I'm asking you for $100. And we generally respond to that. In fact, we're 10 times more likely to respond to that appeal than we are to a generic appeal from an organization. So people ask people to give. Combine those 2 things, fundraising is moving online, and people ask people to give, and you get social fundraising. The very first thing you have to do, this is your launch plan. I'm going to go through the launch plan now. We're in section 2 of the presentation. The very first thing that you have to do is launch. I put it in like a 1,000,000-point font because that's the most important thing to do. We're tempted to sit in our conference room and plan and scheme and sort of refine and edit and send up to a committee and send it over to a correlation and make sure that it meets. But in social media, the most important thing is you just launch it, because you don't learn anything while it's sitting in the conference room. You start learning as soon as it's out in the wild. People may or may not retweet it. You won't know till you put it out there. People may or may not forward it along by Facebook. You won't know until you put it out there. So here's your launch plan. Number 1, pick an objective. This is independent of what mechanism or platform you're going to use. These are things that you can do with your pencil. And again, don't spend like days or weeks in your conference room. Spend like 45 minutes on these first 3 steps. Pick an objective. Make sure that you phrase it in a way that people know that they're giving through you and not to you. People don't care about giving to you. They don't care that you're having trouble making ends meet. They don't care about your payroll. They don't care about your electricity bill. What they care about is the kids that you're helping, or the environment that you're saving, or the animals that you're rescuing. That's what they care about. They want to give through you. Step 2, just sanity check it. You want to make sure you're not overreaching, because it's super important that you're successful in your fundraising campaign. Because whoever participates with you on a social basis wants to win. They want to feel good. They're sitting at their desk at their boring job, and they want to kick in $25 or $100 or $200, but they want to feel like they're part of a winning team. So just make sure that the goal that you set is reachable. Step 3. So now I've chosen an objective. I've sanity checked it. I've made sure that I'm going to be able to hit it. Step 3, set your giving levels. So even if you're setting a reasonable target, you still want to make it very clear for the people who are giving what their $25 is going to do or what their $50 is going to do. Once you have this, upload the content. Now, you don't have to do it on Fundly. There's a bunch of great platforms here. Rally's here, Razoo's here, Causes is here. You can use any of these platforms to upload content, but you've got your objective, you've got photos, hopefully you've got some very brief messaging, and you've got your giving levels. Put it up on the platform of your choice. Now we've got it all up, and now we have to launch. So that took, let's say that took me an hour. Now we're going to launch. We're going to start with the most effective means, which is still email. It is passé, but it still works. And email, these are your existing supporters who you already have in your database. Start with them. If you want to start a wave, start with people you already know. Next, share it on Facebook. And you can do this in two ways. Your personal network, people who already know you're affiliated with a cause and that you care about it. Don't be shy about that. Put it on your personal network and tell them what you're doing. Tell them that you're launching a campaign. Ask them to share it. Ask them to pass it along. Then launch on Twitter. And as Claire said, you can tweet multiple times a day. And you should. All of this content is transient. Even email is transient. I mean, once it passes below the fold in your email box, how often do you go back and find that email? For me, it's embarrassingly not often enough. When it passes below the fold in your news feed on Facebook, it's kind of lost forever. Twitter's the same thing. So just get in the stream, right? Get in the stream 3 times a day. All right, so now I've got it out there. I've got my objective set, my content loaded. I've done the initial blast. I'm emailing once a week. I'm Facebooking once a day. I'm tweeting multiple times a day. Good. Now I want to recruit help. Step 9, this is a hard one, that's why I put it last, is align all of your channels. You actually want, if best practice says that while this campaign is running, it's the thing that's running, which means it's the thing that's on your website. It's not just the thing that you put in Facebook and just the thing that you tweet about. It's the thing that's on your website, too. And it's the thing that goes out in direct mail, too. I get so confused when I get something in direct mail that's saying XYZ campaign, and then I go to the website to make a donation, and it says ABC campaign, and I have to go click around and find XYZ campaign. It's like, what am I supposed to do again? But if you get everything aligned for the period, just think about it this way. You have 12 most important things. Do you want all 12 most important things to be on your homepage at all times? Confusing, right? How about I do most important thing 1 in January, most important thing 2 in February, right? And then the other things can still be there, but why don't I not confuse my audience? So align all your channels is step 9. And the last one, and probably the most important, is celebrate. Every victory, milestones, little milestones, big milestones. When you achieve your overall goal, celebrate, announce it to the world, shout it from the rooftops. People like to be part of a winning team. You gave them that chance to give $100. You reached your goal. They were part of a winning team. When you come back next month with another campaign, they're going to be interested in participating again because it felt good. So make sure that you communicate back to them what impact they had and the fact that your overall goal was met. This one is super important. One of the most impactful things that has been shown can be done in fundraising, whether it's social fundraising or not, is a thank-a-thon. Call people and I thank them for their participation. In social media, I can use the same channel that I use to solicit those donations to thank people, tell them that we reached our goal, and then get them ready for the next wave.